Welcome to number 300 of the Mortgage Coach Friday Mastermind. Todd,
Dude,
how many years is that?
6+ years. How
Yeah.
crazy is that?
It's been an awesome ride. And Deborah Bird, how long has it been? At least a year.
Yeah, about a year.
Yep.
About a year.
They're the three amigos now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So guys, it's been an incredible journey. But it's all because of everybody watching this, and all because of the people that are willing to give their time to give back to other mortgage professionals. So personally, I just thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. For anyone that's ever been on this stage, and it's super uncommon in an industry where the very best people are willing to share their best practices, and they're also willing to give their time to help other people win. So huge thank you to everyone. Todd, you go ahead.
You know what? A huge thank you to you, right? Because for me, this has been, obviously the person I've hung out with the most in the last 5 years has been you. Super impactful on my personal life and on my business
Well, hopefully
life.
more with your wife.
Yeah,
Bit more wife with
that's
her.
true. Other than my wife,
But-
you
but-
and Adam, maybe
a
Adam over
business
there.
person, a
Maybe
business
Adam
person.
over there.
Okay. Good.
But I agree with what you said. I mean, I think to me it's a lesson in saying yes, right? I mean, you said, hey, will you be part of the insane productivity product we're launching? And I said yes. And then you said, hey, I'm going to do this weekly mastermind. What do you think if we do it for 90 days together? And I said yes. And so I think it's two things. I think one is what you said. It's the community, right? I mean, all of you who have given time and energy, whether you're someone who's been a guest, or whether you're someone who's made a comment, or whether you're just someone who's watched. I mean, that's been super important to us, and just seeing the growth of the community. And then also you just got to jump in and do things. Because if I would have said, oh no, I'm busy, or oh no, I don't really want to commit to that, my life would be completely different now.
Yeah, and we have some special shirts. Big shout out to Adam. So we handed out like 300 of these. Yeah, 300 at the Sales Mastery event, which is where we're at right now. This is also a celebration of the 30th Sales Mastery, also a celebration of the 25th anniversary of Mortgage Coach. So I had the honor of just really, for me, it was a very special presentation to be on the Sales Mastery stage on the 30th year, where I launched Mortgage Coach 25 years ago. So super special time. Deborah is going to facilitate and be the MC. Usually I'm the MC of the event. The last thing I want to say in the opening, and then remember, guys, we're going to try to make this as valuable as possible. But I think the most valuable people win. And so my opening push to anyone that's watching this, whether you're watching it on YouTube, whether you're watching it live, is the more valuable you can be for other folks, the more successful you'll be. And the other thing, it's to be the guide. Like, be like mortgage professionals, real estate professionals. Hopefully you'll look at what we've accomplished in 300 of these. We're creating value for loan officers. We're being the guide for loan officers to shine a light on success stories. And I hope, if anything you get from this 300 edition, is just a push for you to be the guide in the local markets that you serve. Be that captain of the local wealth team. Shine a light on those people. So I'll save some more things for closing thoughts. Anything else before we hand it off to them?
I think it's also the idea of consistency. I mean, if you would have asked me, what we're going to do, 300 episodes over 6 years, I mean,
He would have
we're
said
talking
no.
about
He
it
would have
all the time.
said no. Hey, Todd,
I
how about we do this for the next 6 years? Are you game?
right? And I would have been like, yeah, right. Every week, like, I'm going to really commit myself to it. And it's, it's been kind of fun, because if you look at it, we talked about it. When we first started out, we weren't necessarily on together every time, right? There's times where I was in charge, you were in charge, we handed it off to somebody else. But we've been, the last 3 years, because of COVID and everything going on, I mean, we've been super consistent at it. And obviously you brought in something totally new, a different perspective, and, really the importance of social media. And so I think it's the whole idea of, don't focus on what's going to happen in the next 6 weeks or 6 months. Really look at what's going to happen in the next 6 years and the impact that you can have too.
All right. So 2 big takeaways to open it up: the power of being the guide and creating value for others, and the power of consistency. So we're going to hand it off to Deborah. She's going to bring us in and out and take the leadership.
Well, so I know there's a lot of people listening and a lot of people who have been a part of this journey. And so I felt, what better way to open this call than to surprise you guys? So we actually have something that we've been working on. And for those of you who maybe didn't get the cut, know that you can still send me your little clip after the fact and we'll put it all together. But there's some people in this group that, we wouldn't be where we're at today if it weren't for you two. And, you're talking about being the guide and Mr. Consistency. You guys have just been the best example of that. So I'm going to pull up a link, and you guys, they haven't seen this yet. It is a 15-minute
We heard
video.
about it 2 minutes ago.
Yes. So we're going to all watch it together, as it's just, our thank you to your time and dedication of doing something like this, as I know it takes an extra level of commitment and going beyond what your call of duty is, not just a tech company or not just a win by noon planner. You guys really poured it into the community to make us our best. So let's hit it.
Let's check it out.
Todd Bookspan and Dave Savage. Two dudes that were equally phenomenal. Todd, ever since I saw you and saw your production, super amazed, man, but launching Win by Noon, you had a vision and you got it off the ground, you took off. Absolutely very inspiring, and I think about you quite a bit. But then Dave, man, where would the AMR program, the wealth team, or anything remotely that built be without you? Thank you, Dave, for building Mortgage Coach that I've used for north of a decade, for helping me really believe in TCAs, and helping me launch the annual mortgage review program, the wealth team, and everything we built, scaling through HomeBot and now through Sales Boomerang. So I love you guys very much and super thankful for you guys.
Dave, congratulations on the 300th Mastermind. So awesome, dude. You and your team have been doing so much to give back to the mortgage community for decades. And I can honestly say without any hesitation that you literally changed my life with what you've done. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Dave and Todd, congratulations. I can't believe it. 300th coaching mastermind call for you guys, which is truly an amazing number. You guys, for me, have become a major pillar of my industry education and get so much out of them. So totally grateful for everything that you guys are doing. Keep it up, and cheers to the next 300.
Dave and Todd, congratulations on your 300th Mastermind video and interview. You both are so generous, high energy, optimistic, positive, loving, strategic, credible men, and you provide so much value for all of us in the industry. You provide us with hope and ways that we can be our best all the time. And you've been consistent and stable, and we're so grateful for you. Thank you.
Savage, 300 interviews. That is immense, brother. The mentorship that you provided to this community and to me personally cannot be replicated. You have made impact, and we're all so grateful for you. Have a blessed one, brother. Thank you, dude.
Hey, Dave and Todd, congratulations on your 300th Productivity Mastermind. That's wild. You know what? I've really enjoyed and been honored to have been on some of the calls and interviews and events that you've done, just because I've been a huge fan for a long time. I've been using Mortgage Coach for over 10 years, so I can't even tell you the value it's brought to my business and the value you just bring to the community as a whole. Both of you together, what you guys are doing is amazing. So I am honored to know you both. I'm honored to have been on some of the calls, and I'm honored that I would even, this video would even get watched or mean anything to you guys. So thank you guys for everything you do, and congratulations.
Todd and Dave, congratulations on your 300th Mortgage Mastermind. I gotta tell you, it's been a long journey for me and Mortgage Coach. And Dave, thank you so much for hounding me all those years. I can tell you honestly, without a doubt, Mortgage Coach has changed my business. And not only has it been beneficial to me and my team and just how we communicate with our clients, but honestly, I'm a firm believer that Mortgage Coach changes the fabric of home ownership in our country, because it allows us as mortgage advisors to better guide our buyers through the process. And so thank you so much, just not only for Mortgage Coach, but all those masterminds and just the content and everything that you pour into it.
Hey, Dave and Todd, congratulations on your 300th mastermind. It's unbelievable that you've done 300 of those. I don't know where I was for the majority of them, but it's super impressive. And really what it is it's a reminder of how much you guys continue to pour into this community. Just because we're modern mortgage advisors today doesn't mean we will be tomorrow. And you guys are constantly helping us to push that forward and make sure that we don't get complacent. I don't know where I'd be without the Mortgage Coach community, so thank you guys so much for all you do. From the bottom of my heart and really the whole community's heart, thank you guys and congratulations.
Hey Dave, Todd Ballinger here, man. They asked me to talk about the mastermind. You are the mastermind. I remember my first conversation with you. My God, it was in 1995, I believe, 96. And I was working on a spreadsheet and I found Mortgage Coach, and you and I got on the phone, and I got off the phone call going, holy cow, there's another guy out there that really gets his stuff in a way that no one else seems to be getting it. And I have considered every conversation that we've ever had a virtual mastermind. So I appreciate all you do for the industry, man. Take care.
Dave and Todd, Kevin Kaufman here, man. I just wanted to say I love what you guys have built here with the community at Mortgage Coach and the Mastermind. I love that you guys allow me to be a part of it from time to time and come in as a guest speaker, but also just listen in. You two are two of the people that I admire the most in this industry. You guys are always out on the forefront of being a thought leader, but also being like action takers and leading by example, and just, you guys do such a great job. I mean, it's meant a lot to me, and I know it's meant a lot to so many people around the industry, across this country, and even further. So thanks for doing what you do, and congrats, and looking forward to see what you guys do next.
Todd and Dave, Dave and Todd, Todd and Dave, Dave and Todd. You guys are so incredible. Thank you for just including me, first of all, in the masterminds. I absolutely love doing them, and you guys just add so much value to not only our community, but to me personally. And I just love how honest, authentic you guys are, super relatable, and you're just always bringing the heat. You're always bringing more and more content. I mean, so much that it's hard to know where to start sometimes, but then you take the time to break it down and make it super simple for people, and you're changing lives. There's no platform like the one that you guys host, these mastermind calls. All-time best. Congratulations on 300. Super, super stoked to be friends with you guys and for you guys to be mentors of mine. And I love you a ton. Congratulations. Keep making a difference every day.
It's crazy when I look back and realize that I've spent the majority of my 20-year mortgage career as part of this incredible Mortgage Coach community. I really grew up as a loan officer within this community, attending all of the weekly masterminds. And I just want to say thank you to Dave for bringing together the nation's top producers on a consistent basis, for pouring into us and providing an incredible amount of value, and allowing us to all grow together. Thank you.
I can remember back in 2012 listening to my first top producer Mortgage Coach interview with Dave Savage. And I can remember leaving that call feeling inspired, educated, empowered. And man, that was 2012. I know you're celebrating a huge achievement here in the Mortgage Coach community. And I just wanted to reach out and just say thank you. Thank you for producing all this content week in and week out for us mortgage professionals. You have inspired more people in the mortgage world than you know, man. Congrats from the bottom of my heart. I appreciate you. I love you like a brother, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of this community. Here's to 300 more, Mr. Dave Savage.
Dave, Todd, Sean here from Guaranteed Rate, coming to you guys from the East Coast, the great city of Boston. Just wanted to congratulate you guys. You should be really proud of your 300th episode, what you guys have accomplished. The amount you've been able to give back to our entire industry has just been monumental. Love how you guys are always just focused on adding value to all of us. It's made a big impact on me personally, my team, my clients, and we just appreciate it. So thank you guys for everything you do. Here's to 300 more. Congratulations, guys.
Dave, Todd, Mortgage Coach community, 300 mastermind sessions y'all have put together. What an incredible accomplishment, and how many incredible ideas have come from those masterminds. Think about the number of loan officers you touched. Think about the magnification of all of the millions of homeowners that have gotten better mortgage advice, have seen their mortgage advisors show up in a totally different way, and all the inspiration you have provided. You all are incredible. I'm insanely grateful for you, and I appreciate all that you've given me and the rest of the Mortgage Coach community. Love you.
Todd and Dave, congratulations on your 300th mastermind. The impact you have is so far-reaching, and I know more than you can even comprehend. The heart that you have for just being such a connector and a resource is a gift to our industry. So thank you so much for pouring your heart and your soul into our businesses each and every day. Congratulations.
Hey there, Dave and Todd. Congratulations on 300 episodes. I think that's wonderful. I remember when we first started this whole thing, you know, I was the token girl in the group, me and Michelle. And I'm just so glad that you kept with it and continue to give so much to the mortgage community and to our mortgage coaches, both personally and professionally. Keep it up, and again, congratulations.
Hey, Dave and Todd, congratulations on 300 episodes of the Mastermind. The amount of wisdom and energy and positivity and guidance and leadership you have poured in over those 300 episodes is profound. And I just want to thank you for all of that. I am a recipient of that brilliance, as is the entire Mortgage Coach Mastermind community. We know you don't take it lightly. You're all in as far as the guests, the content, the leadership. And it's been an absolute honor to be part of your team in doing that. And I will just say the mortgage industry is a drastically better place with the two of you in it. So 300 down, 3,000 to go. And thanks again for everything you do for all of us. Congratulations, Dave. Congratulations, Todd.
Hello, Mastermind community. This is Sophia with Mortgage Network here in Boston, Massachusetts. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who has put the Mastermind Summit together. The Mastermind has truly helped me and my business. I've implemented so many of the strategies that I've heard from the successful loan originators across the country. I cannot thank Dave and Todd for really putting their time and effort and their dedication to improving the mortgage world and our industry. I do believe without them, we wouldn't have had such a successful loan origination platforms like Mortgage Coach and of course Win by Noon that I've implemented in my business for so many years now. I've used Mortgage Coach for over 20 years, and with Todd's Win by Noon, it's just a great combination. I wish the most success for this year's summit. Thanks so much.
Dave Savage, heartfelt congratulations on all your success, all the impact that you have been able to make in this industry, and especially for achieving the monumental goal of your 300th mastermind. I remember being part of some of the early ones, and it was absolutely awesome. And from me to you, I just want to say congrats. It's been beautiful to watch how you channel the mindset and the intellectual energy of influencers in the market and how it impacts their life and changes their life. So from me to you, congrats, brother. See ya.
Dave and Todd, congratulations on your 300th episode. It has been awesome to be part of this community. You guys have done so much for every loan officer in this industry, whether new or black belts, rock stars. So thank you for everything and congratulations on this awesome milestone.
Dave and Todd, congratulations. 300th episode. That's awesome. Think back to the episodes that you shot. Some of them have been life-changing for many. I think of the coaches that you have interviewed. I think of authors that you've interviewed, people outside the mortgage industry, and a ton of people in the mortgage industry. Think of the lives that you've changed as you have done these episodes. Not only the lives that you've changed of the people that you've interviewed and the lives that they've influenced, but think of the lives that you've influenced through Mortgage Coach, through Win by Noon, through planning, through execution, and all of that. You've influenced my life in a way that is extremely meaningful. I cannot thank you guys enough. I am so forever grateful for you guys. Keep it up. Keep going strong. You guys are awesome. We love you guys. And here's to 600th episode coming shortly.
Big congratulations to you, Dave, Todd, and your 300th mastermind. You guys preach consistency, and obviously you're a huge example of that with this being your 300th mastermind. Thank you so much for pouring into our real estate and mortgage community to help our clients have a better mortgage experience and help us educate our agents. You rock. Congratulations.
Hey, Dave, Todd, guys, 300 masterminds. Come on, 300 masterminds? Are you kidding me? Oh my goodness. Look, all I want to say is I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I honor what you have created, the way that you have poured into our industry, the way that you guys are relevant and make a difference and have an impact. And I want you to know that it's someplace that I send my clients all the time.
Congratulations, Dave Savage and Todd Books fan. I absolutely cannot believe it is your 300th mastermind session. How is that even possible? Look, from the bottom of my heart, I have to say thank you. Thanks for being my brothers. Thanks for all you've done to pour into the mortgage community for all these years. Thanks for all you have done to pour into my life, for all of your incredible support. It's been so fun to be part of this community. Can't wait to continue to support your growth. Congratulations. Know how much I love you and how excited I am for the next 300.
Dave, Todd, hey, congratulations, man. 300 episodes is a testament to your guys' dedication to this industry. And you know the impact you've had on my career and the career of everybody here at Zenith Home Loans. And just want to say thank you, congratulations, and here's to 300 more, guys. Thanks.
So I attended a seminar yesterday that was held by the #1 real estate coach in the U.S. He himself was a 30.
Wow. That was intense. We did not know that was coming. So, Deborah Bird, thank you.
Come on.
Welcome.
That was awesome.
Chris Maraki, we heard you helped out a lot with that. I do want to say some big thank yous for the very end as we close out this episode. But as I was watching that, first of all, we've had a really good time.
Yeah.
But I really want it to be a resonant for everyone, like how one person can make an impact, and I got, as I was preparing for my keynote for Sales Mastery, I couldn't help but think that I wouldn't have been on the stage. There wouldn't have been a mortgage coach without Todd Duncan starting Sales Mastery. And then just think of the ripple effect of an impact of an industry. And I don't say that, kudos to you, Todd. But I show as an example, everyone that's watching this, you're a local referral-based mortgage professional. And if we look at the principles that have guided us, helping others, first and foremost, while yes, we have programs that we sell, there is an interest and a benefit, but I think it's clear to everyone, we go way beyond why we do this for commercial value. Lifelong learning, just the passion to have lifelong learning and consistency. And I would just push everyone who, actually listen to all of that to think about, like, what can you do in your local community to have that local impact? And like Kelly Zitlow is a perfect example who's, she's going beyond her local community and she's creating value on YouTube for everyone who's looking at housing. You look at all the different people, we're all in different lanes, we're all in different products, but we all have something in common. We want to help others. We want to be lifelong learners, and we do it consistently. And by the way, the people that do all three of those things most consistently are the most successful people that we've interviewed. So I'm going to hand it back to you in a minute, Todd.
I just say it's well said. So thank you all who participated. Thank you, Deborah. What a great honor. And the people in those videos, you guys are the ones who've made this community great. And then so many who weren't in there have really impacted us. And I think you kind of nailed it. It's kind of funny still because Win by Noon didn't exist when we started this, right? I was just coaching at Building Champions at the time. And I was like, gosh, what a great opportunity to do something fun and do something different. I had no idea it would turn into this. And then really Win by Noon became what it became because I wasn't going to promote it. You're like, well, we got to interview you, Todd, talk about Win by Noon. And really it's the community that's made it take off. Win by Noon wouldn't exist without all of you and without you pushing me.
And there's thousands of loan officers and realtors that are winning by noon because of that.
Well, and I just love it. So, I think I'll just reiterate your points. I think your points nailed it. And let's hand it over to Deborah and let's stop talking.
Yeah, we got 30 minutes left. So guys, if you do have questions, comments, we'll keep an eye on it. And thank you for everyone.
Let's get Deborah in there.
Okay, so for those who don't know, I want both of you to take us back in time. I believe the first episode that was launched was August 5th, 2016. But what made y'all create this? I think it was called Insane Productivity. When you go back and you look at the original thumbnails, and for those of you watching, I do want you to go and look at that journey because, sometimes you have to learn and done is better than perfect. And you can see the journey of just these two with their video quality and the production. And sometimes the screen went black.
You say we started off that.
everyone sucks in the beginning. Okay. So if you're fearful of getting started, just look at these guys as an example. In fact, you guys are my example all the time of being the captain of your team in your community. And I'm like, just do what they do. They get on and they're consistent about it. But take us back to 2016. What made y'all start this? I know you said it was going to be 90 days, but it was also called Insane Productivity in the beginning. So let's start there.
All right, so I'm gonna take this one. So Dave teamed up with Darren Hardy, and they created a product. Darren had a product called Insane Productivity, and they did Insane Productivity with Mortgage Coach. And Dave said he knew I knew Darren, and said, "Hey Todd, would you contribute a video?" And he had Dave Gallegos, who we saw contribute. Bill Hart contributed a video.
Jen Duplessis,
and Jen, and I just had literally just committed to get out of origination and we were heading to New York for 3 months. And Adam, of course, always doing his thing. You know, we literally had big post-it notes up, and I said, I'm going to summarize everyone. So Darren welcomed everyone, you welcomed everyone, I welcomed everyone. And then at the end of every segment, I did a quick 2 minutes. Here's how you apply this as a mortgage loan officer. And I was pretty proud of myself, I have to say, but I thought it was a great idea that I had. Cause again, I took something that you gave me an inch and I took a mile, and then got on there, helped you promote it. And then that's when you said, hey, we're going to do a mastermind for everyone who buys it, which I think was just such a great value add to people who did it. And I said, yes. And so here we are. And I think then we did it for the first 90 days, maybe it's only 30 days we said, but we did a weekly thing. And then that's really what became the Mortgage Coach Productivity Mastermind Group, because it was originally Insane Productivity, however we called it. And then, my only regret was I hadn't found a Win by Noon, or it would have been the Mortgage Coach and Win by Noon Productivity Mastermind. But, I've just been so, such an honor. But I think it was, your idea. You're the one who did it. And I just said yes.
Well, time out. So I was going to say my Darren Hardy thank you for the end, my closing thought, because without Darren Hardy, there would have been this would have never happened.
Yeah.
If anyone doesn't follow Darren Hardy, if you haven't read the book, The Compound Effect, if you haven't been fortunate enough to see him speak live, you can get Darren daily. I mean, he has a, what is it, about 2-minute video.
Yeah.
I think go to darrendaily.com. It's at darrendaily.com.
Yeah.
But my startup story with this was Darren brought the idea of, hey, Dave, you have a lot of influence in the mortgage space. And, I've got this Insane Productivity platform, which is the best digital online productivity platform that I knew of at the time. I actually don't know if he still sells it, but
it wasn't cheap. It was like $2,500.
Maybe 15.
Oh,
1,500. But I mean, it was expensive. And I wanted to bring that to the mortgage industry. My whole career has been helping with lead conversion, helping get more referrals from realtors. And I was also really, here's our lesson for folks. I also wanted to improve my productivity. And so I thought, what better way to do that than actually help Darren create a course for mortgage professionals? I will be better, and I will create something that is super valuable for the industry. And then this mastermind was really an afterthought. It was like we were getting ready to bring it to market, and Darren, being the marketer he is, it's like, how can we create more value? How can we create more value? And I'm like, I guess we could sign up for this, and then we'll have, I don't even know if it started as 90 days. It might have started as 30 days.
I think.
Yeah, I think it started as 30 days, once a week. On Friday, we, kind of like, hey, we're all going through this. And then it turned into 90 days. And then
we said, let's keep going.
Yeah, the rest is clear from there.
And the Facebook group originally was only for people who bought the program. And then I remember you saying, well, we should open it up. I mean, I think that's one of the things is you've always been such an abundant thinker. How can we add more value and do more? And I think that was probably such a difference maker for the industry.
Another great lesson, guys, to learn is abundance. I mean, obviously there can be an abundance where you're actually losing money and you're taking time away from things. But I've always looked at the content I've created as, if I just looked at it for, it's an hour a day, which is what I've tried to do, is 1 hour a day, 5 days a week. But I look at it as not just sales and marketing. I look at it as personal improvement. So I personally, for my entire adult life, I have invested 2 hours or more a day in personal improvement. That mostly audiobooks and podcasts, because reading is difficult for me. But I've done that. And when I started creating content at scale for our YouTube channel, I cut it back. And I was disciplined. Like, I'm going to read, listen, consume for an hour, and then I'm going to create. And creating became a way for me to accelerate my learning. So another lesson for y'all, creating content makes you better, makes you a better leader, makes you a smarter person.
Well, and that's part of the accountability piece. So when you are creating content, I know there's a lot of clients that tell me, oh, I'm just scared of the way that I look or the way that I sound. And I always tell them, look at these guys as an example. Is it really that
What are you
don't
saying about how we look?
No, I'm just, well, there's filters, guys, too. But sometimes I think the real hang up and the real excuse is sometimes you feel like you don't have anything to say. But when you've committed to doing something like this, like we have to consume a lot of content so that we're always sharpening the saw and have something relevant to share, which makes us better. So that's my next question to you guys is what through these years since 2016, what were some of the unexpected lessons that you've learned through the interviews that you've done? And then also, is there anything you would have done differently?
You want me to go first? I'll go first.
All
You
right.
go first last time. So
Any unexpected lessons?
yeah. So unexpected, I guess just how easy it is that when you have a why that's bigger than profits, it's easy. And also when it's like I firmly believe that you pick your habits and your habits pick your life. And I was fortunate enough, my mentor that brought me into the industry, I had to learn an hour a day. And it was audiobooks back then, 36 years ago. Zig Ziglar, Tom Hopkins, I had to learn an hour a day. That was like part of my job as a new loan officer. And he gave me an ability to learn with, if I had to read books, I may have quit the industry. So I'm just, it's surprising how easy this has been. And people are always like, oh, you work so hard. And I'm like, when you have a why that's bigger than profits, it's pretty easy to do what we've done.
Yeah,
For me.
I think the biggest aha for me was how many people have been willing to commit time and how many great friends I've made literally through Zoom and through video. And it's been, sales mastery has been interesting because I've had more people come up and just introduce themselves and say, hey, you guys have had a huge impact on what we've done. But it's funny, like we were talking about Wally, like I met Wally a couple times in person, but my relationship with Wally has been more on Zoom. And so it's fun when you get to be with people face to face now. And then also look, I think probably the other unexpected thing, I said was the abundant thinking. You've always thought bigger and you've taught me to think bigger, Dave. And, not only did Win by Noon come out of this, but Modern Mortgage Summit, Modern Real Estate Summit came out of this. And so I feel like there's just way more to come. I don't know what we'll do next, but I can't wait to see it.
That made me think of another thing but this isn't surprising. It was part of my why, but all the ideas to make our product better, to make how we sell our product better, how to make our marketing better, the culture that this has created within Mortgage Coach and now Sales Boomerang. That wasn't my why. Like I when I started creating content at scale on video, it's because there was not a lot of leadership. It was a hard time in the mortgage business and people weren't doing sales management meetings and leaders weren't leading. And I felt like, great leaders lead when it's hardest, which I do think is a big reminder for everyone in the mortgage space right now. It is a hard time in the mortgage business. It is not fun to be a loan officer today. It is, by the way, it is fun for some that have got their mind right. Like, I'm going to capture market share. I'm working hard. I believe in the future. I believe that like every loan I'm doing at 6-7% is going to be 2 to 3 loans. Like I'm farming. Like, so some loan officers really have that mindset, but leadership, I think it's a time for that. And that's kind of a surprising thing.
Well, and that makes me think, I don't think I've ever told you this, Dave, but when I was trying to figure out what I wanted to be when I grew up and I was originating and then I left the mortgage space for just about 2 years and I got into family law, I had some dark moments trying to figure out, what is my greater purpose? Am I maximizing my potential? And I still stayed connected to this group and I still used my Win by Noon planner. And there were speakers from either Sales Mastery or from the Mortgage Coach calls that I would tune into when I needed some inspiration or needed some encouragement. And even though I wasn't practicing mortgage, there were so many people that you guys interviewed that really helped even someone like myself or someone else listening who may have been in that dark space. So I know it can be difficult to make a commitment and it's an hour a week every Friday. Were there times, when you ever wanted to give up or when you were ill or you're traveling or it's the holidays? I mean, how did you guys keep pushing forward? And did you ever have a difficult time?
You want to go first?
Go first.
Okay. I never thought of giving up. I mean, so that was never a consideration. I mean, there were times like right when we first came out of the 90-day period where we were gauging like, hey, are we making enough impact? Were enough people showing up? Were enough people watching the videos? And I just remember the conversations like, it's on us. Like, this is really valuable. We had a lot of confidence in the value that we were creating and the people we were bringing into it, but we just needed to do a better job of getting more distribution on the content so that it did have more impact.
And my reason for that question is because for the loan officers, you may be thinking, should I give up, or I'm struggling, or I'm down? If you keep pushing through and you have the confidence and you focus on the end goal of the value, then
well, but you have to be valuable for others. And I do think I would give everybody the audit. Like if you're, maybe the strategy we picked was easy because we're finding super successful, elite people in the industry, and we're making them the heroes. You know, we're the guides, we're finding these stories, we're bringing it out. And so it takes a lot of pressure. Like I don't have to every week, just deliver this masterful, great thing. So I really like our strategy. And I would just push anyone, if you're not getting great distribution, is your strategy right? Like, maybe you should be interviewing the top CPAs, financial planners, realtors, insurance agents in your local market. But again, if you're on it and you're getting great distribution and great engagement and people are giving you feedback, then you're doing good. But if you're not getting all those things, then you might adjust your content strategy.
Well, and I'm a student on every call, so I would never have thought about quitting because I was there to learn. So, I mean, anytime that I was interviewing anybody and we're having a conversation with just the two or three of us, it's a learning opportunity. And for me, at the time I started, I was a full-time coach, and then now full-time on Win by Noon. And so I just continue to learn from all of you. And it's the conversations I get to have to be not just a better person, a better leader, but really, I think, be a better help to the community.
Okay, so any interviews, any top most memorable interviews? I know there's been a lot of them, 300, but does any come to mind of like, this one really sticks with me?
It's funny. One of the ones that sticks with me was Ryan Serhant, and not just because he's Ryan Serhant, but because Dave was so committed to be there. You weren't telling anyone you had COVID, but Dave had COVID. He showed up. He's like barely can talk, and we had Shant on there. So it was to me, it was a memorable call because we had an icon in the real estate world. We had the number one loan officer in America on, and you are so committed to the group that I just knew. I listened to you and I was like, oh my gosh, Dave is down. Dave is down and out. And so that was a super memorable call to me.
So all my favorite calls were with Wally.
I was going to say. Here he comes wheeling up. Thank you for your thank you. That was too kind. You kicked off our thank you video.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we really appreciate that.
You guys did an amazing job, man. It was super cool to see you on stage. And you guys have been such a blessing in our business, and it's just been, I don't know where I'd be without Mortgage Coach, Win by Noon, and the social media blessings. So you guys have been amazing.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Before I share a couple of my big takeaways or favorite moments, which by the way, that was not my favorite moment because I had COVID and I was hurt. Like I've never missed a day of work in my adult life. And I went from laying on the bed, could barely talk. That was the most pain I was ever in business in my entire adult life, but I did not want to miss that call.
Well, that was it. So it just, to me,
Todd's the only one that knew I had COVID.
It was the perseverance that you have. It was
Yeah.
the perseverance that you had and your commitment to wanting to be part of the community. Same thing. I mean, we all have FOMO when we're not on each other's calls.
Yeah. So I do want to take this opportunity with Wally here because he epitomizes what I talked about. When I said he's a guy that is just committed to helping others, and that whether that's helping his teammates, whether that's helping his realtors, he is a lifelong runner, and that shows up if anyone's ever been in his office. What's it say? What's your bookcase?
The more you learn, the more you earn.
The more you learn, the more you earn, and consistency. Like those are the three things that I hope you take away from the fact that we did this 300 times. Is we were committed to helping others. We were committed to being lifelong learners. Not only were we interviewing people so you could learn, we were learning, and consistency. So Wally,
can I add one thing real quick though? Execution, right? I'll make it really quick, but you also took action.
It's kind of important.
I mean, I remember Sales Mastery, you were super excited after you had breakfast with Wally, and he was talking about doing annual mortgage reviews. And it's the whole idea that if you just watch this and go and take action, it's just entertainment. And, you know, you've always said, hey, Coach Todd, take it away. And I've always said, awesome, you just invested an hour of your time, but you watch this live on YouTube. Now you've got to take action. And so you epitomize that because you've always taken action. So that's why you have the success you have.
So what I want to do as well right now is one of my favorite meals I ever had with anyone at a sales mastery was, and I don't remember if it was 4 years ago or 5 years ago, but it was maybe 6 years ago.
It's 2015.
It was 2015, so 7 years ago. And I really didn't know you that well. Like, we knew each other, and I think I may have interviewed you before, but we didn't know each other as well then. But we had breakfast, and I asked Wally, what was the number one thing you got from Sales Master? What was your favorite presentation? And he talked about how it was like, I suck at getting all the referrals from my past clients. And my number one thing is actually implementing annual reviews, actually, improving the retention from my customers. And here we are, 7 years later. And not only has he got, just a case study in retention and executing annual reviews, using Sales Boomerang, using Mortgage Coach, using HomeBot, but now he's got a platform that is so powerful that literally realtors, financial advisors believe that their database is better off in his database. So with that frame, what was your biggest takeaway from this event? And what are you going to do that is your top focus?
Succession. So if you guys heard me on stage, so basically I was trying to hold back tears.
Get a little closer.
Basically,
He's wheeling up. He burst his Achilles.
Yeah, it's a very humbling experience. And I fell in front of 1,500 people yesterday getting up to this stage. A lot of fun. Anyway, I'd say the biggest thing is succession. So moving forward in 2023, there'll be no more loans under my name. So we're breaking down every referral partner that we've built, that I've recruited, that my production partners have been servicing for the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. And they now they're managing that account. It's their loans are their name. So Team Wally, the brand, will still be there, but no more loans will go under my name. They deserve it, and I'm really excited for them. With that being said, my biggest takeaway is we built a phenomenal referral machine going out, not referrals to us, but referrals going out. And when you were able to refer out over $2 million in commissions in one calendar year, that's a lot of value. If you were at Sales Master yesterday, you heard John White and me on stage talk about how one referral to him that he sent for referrals to a CPA, he made over $120,000 in commissions to that CPA. That's a lot of value, right? So where I feel I'm going to need to improve in 2023 is the average loan officer, which I've been for many years, will take what we built, but go focus on the realtor relationships because they're easy and low hanging fruit. My responsibility is going to be able to keep everybody accountable and have the systems, technology for the succession plan of the wealth team and the wealth partners to the loan officers now that are managing their own business, because the business becomes theirs. It's not mine anymore, and I'm going to have less say so. But as their leader, I need to focus on the succession plan of the wealth team, the 80 mortgage reviews and mortgage efficiency checkups. And the three main technologies that we use for that is Mortgage Coach, Jungo, actually 4, HomeBot, and then Sales Boomerang. That combination of those 4 with BombBomb has just been an amazing recipe for just referrals. I think we had a record month last month, which was super inspiring, of 127 referrals out.
So you're not talking about the money that you made and the loans you closed. You're talking about what you've given to others as a result. That's so huge.
It's not about me. It's not about what I received. It's being able to refer out 127 referrals in one calendar month of September. The value you're able to bring, that to me is just super rewarding.
So I want to really sink in. I actually want to dedicate the rest of this call towards that key point, because if you are a local referral-based professional and you want the next decade to be better than the last decade, you can't do the same things and you can't have the same thinking. Wally has always looked at my job as not just closing a loan, but it's helping people achieve financial freedom. So, he's been playing that game. That's why he uses Mortgage Coach. And then he started playing the game of retention in 2015. And now he's playing the game of measuring the value that he's bringing to the wealth team. So think about that, guys. Like if you are a mortgage professional and those 5 technologies, when it comes to CRM, we love Jugo. It was our first integration, unbelievable, best of breed platform. But any CRM that integrates with Mortgage Coach will allow you to do those things. And listen to this, guys. It's a CRM that integrates with the more technology, the better. It's Mortgage Coach so that you can deliver lifetime value. It's Sales Boomerang so that you know which customers need value, Borrower Intelligence platform. It's HomeBot so that you've got a platform to actually help, deliver how they're going to build wealth and measure wealth over time. And then video. You need a video wrapped around everything. So Wally, real quick, just give us like a summary of how you measure that, and then you get to the next question.
How do I measure what?
Well, how do you measure the impact of the business you're giving? How do you know that? I mean, obviously you're putting things in your CRM, but just give us a level.
It's good. You're gonna laugh, but I really love when I call my wealth team partners and they pick up by the first, like, second or third ring tops, and like I'd probably say 90% of the time they pick up. Like that makes me feel like they care and I'm valued. And if they care and they feel value, I feel significant. I feel like there's a need for me, and that's really important for me. So it's not an income.
But how do you measure it? Like how is it a journal? Like every time you give a referral, you write it down. You've got a book
about that. Yeah.
Is it in your CRM? Like how do you measure it?
No, people have definitely asked, where do you track? And I am the most paper and pen guy you could ever meet, and with a horrible handwriting, but it's literally is a journal left in my monitors at my desk. And I would say, hey, Austin, the client I referred you, John Smith, talking about what did you structure for him or her? Okay, great. You did A, B, and C. So within next, like say 24 months, what do you feel you're going to earn off that referral? Like earlier in the relationship, they'd ask, well, why do you care? Well, here's the deal. I have a goal, and my goal is to bring $600,000 or $100,000 worth of income to you on a yearly basis. I want to.
So that's the promise.
Yes, that's awesome.
That's your promise.
So
when
I
I
want to be a
catch that,
6-figure referral.
he made a promise, and he has the systems to get that promise, and then he's tracking that.
Yeah.
Do any of your team members get spiffs or value when you hit your quota? Anything else that we should think about?
No, and again, that's where I really need to improve, which is the succession plan of that. Because as I step away from Team Wally, I want that legacy to continue.
All right, so you talked about succession plan. So you're thinking bigger. So what do you feel like the loan officers watching this may be missing in their business that would help them think bigger?
So I've got 2 minutes with my cars here. I gotta get to the airport. But I'd say to think bigger is, I mean, life is the best teacher possible. I mean, if you look at life right now, guys and girls, like everybody's getting kicked in the teeth, and I'm telling you that we're having our best month ever of referrals out, and it's so difficult to do loans right now if you're doing loans the old this evolved way. And having 6 referral streams, and that's 6 referral industries, 6 CPAs, financial advisors, family will attorneys, insurance. And each one of those lanes of referrals is probably 15 to 20 referral partners in each one of those lanes. So think of like the shotgun effect of referrals that we consistently receive that is helping us thrive through a market like this versus trying to survive.
Yeah, love it.
So we want to make sure you get your car. You need anybody to help you get your car?
They're right there with me.
All right.
All right. Love
Appreciate
you
brother.
guys. And thank you so much for your time.
All right. Deb, anything else you want to jump in?
Okay, so what I took away from that, which was awesome that he came and shared, is how clear is he on just a standard and a commitment of a promise, and then also his mindset of it's not about how much they're getting in funding, it's about how much they're giving back. And it reminds me of a movie, The Guardian. It's a great movie with Kevin Costner and Ashton Kutcher, where Ashton is trying to become the legend. Obviously, Kevin is the legend, and he kept asking, I got to know your number. How many people have you saved? We got to know your number. And at the very end, he said, I never kept track of the ones that I saved. It was always the ones that I lost. And so it was only 23 that he had lost. And it kind of goes back to, you know, missed opportunity. And when you don't nurture a database, and if you aren't consistent and you don't take action, what is that really costing you? So why don't you guys share with us just what is the next step? Like, where do y'all see this going, and anything we can do to be helpful in that journey?
I mean, I would say our next step that's a event or something we're working on is Modern Mortgage Summit 2023, which will be a small, intimate live event with an implementation day afterwards. So that's probably the most immediate thing that we've got that's short term. That's something that we're doing that I think will have some really good impact. It'll be a live event, but we'll still be selling virtual tickets like we always have. So we'll have most people watching virtually, but it's only going to be 60 people in the room plus the speakers. So we're super excited about that. And I think really the evolution, you know, I've seen you evolve the Tuesday calls because you're now bringing in other people to lead those calls. So that's been an evolution. Obviously, part of our evolution here has been you, right? You've added a ton of value. And I think just from a personal level, for me, you know, Win by Noon, right? We did the plug and play edition like that, just caught fire. And then we just have a very large mortgage company that's now going to integrate Win by Noon with 100% of their coaching program. And so we've got some great wins like
Every
that.
coaching program should have Win by Noon integrated into it. We can't announce who it is, but I mean, it's a large top 10 company that is going to leverage Win by Noon. And I really think that is a movement, like successful people win by noon. If you want to represent, I don't know if these t-shirts are going to be on the store, but
I guess if you want a t-shirt, let us know. But then put them in the store.
Yeah. If you decide, if everybody wants the 300s, we'll get it. If we get enough requests for it, we'll add it. But right now, you can get the Win by Noon shirts. You can get the Sales Boomerang shirts. You can get the Mortgage Coach shirts.
We don't need plug and play shirts, so I'll have to figure that one out.
Yeah, you think of a design. All right, so I'm going to answer my version of that question two ways. So from a content perspective, I want to do more quality. I am going to do more executive content in 2020. Well, really going forward. What I did with Kristen Messerly in our halftime report was like a test.
Epic.
Super proud of that piece of content. Thank you, Kristen. But I'm going to do more executive content where I'm interviewing executives. Anyone listening to this, give us ideas. Like, who should we interview? What do you want us to know? If I had a magic wand, we'd have more engagement where people are actually telling us what they want, and we'll build content around that. So that's for sure. I'm going to be, when we have these shows, like Todd and I have partnered, and Deborah is now part of this Friday thing. The Tuesday call, it's an interview. While there may be on exception where there's more than two people, my goal is that's like two people that are, a great interviewer and a great guest. And most of the time it will be me, but Todd's going to be a leader of that. Deborah, Jeremy, I've already had Kelly Zitlow and a few other people do that. So Tuesday takeovers, more of that. Now, my full-time mission, guys, this is my full-time mission, and it's to deliver on a really simple promise. Like this is something that I'm very passionate about, is helping mortgage professionals be the single most valuable advisor to a family, and for them to be rewarded from that by having mortgages under management, being able to actually deliver so much value to a consumer that they're never going to leave them. And it's called a borrower intelligence platform. And so from a technology perspective, it's really this. You see this formula at the bottom where it says every 1,000 mortgages under management could be 100 loans annually. That's it. This is actually a slide from my keynote yesterday at High Trust. So become a high trust, data-driven mortgage advisor who wins by noon. So that's my full-time job, and I'm going to create content that helps make that come true. So
I love that.
Okay, and in one of the interviews that you recently had, I know we only have a few minutes left, but you were talking about, I think it was an interview that Mark had done on Facebook about digital and physical relationships. How much has this platform, I mean, I love witnessing. I go to these things and people will come up to me, so I appreciate you guys acknowledging me when it's really because of these guys having me on the call.
You put in the time, show up.
But I also hear what people say to you guys, even when you were in Dallas at the Prime Lending event, just how much you have transformed lives by going to scale and doing this one-to-many. But you guys have also created some lifelong, deep friendships because of this. So I guess we'll end there, because how could you not mention the relationship side? And why don't you share?
You want to go first?
Well, I'd say a couple things, right? So you guys can't see it, but we got this picture of a guy here named Robert Sierra, who's behind the scenes. So I've loved it. Even I feel like Robert's one of my really good friends, and I see him here on.
He's one of your really good.
Well, I hope he is. I hope he thinks he is too. And so I agree with that. It is the lifelong friendships, and it's just the fact that even here, when Dave and I put up a post and we get people out to go walking with us in the morning and just to connect with people, I think that's part of the journey. I mean, I really feel like you realize that as you get older, that, what does your world look like? And a lot of times I see people as they get older, their worlds shrink. And I think that one of the things that I've had because of this community, because of all of you, is my world has continued to grow. Mm-hmm. And so, like I said, you hear it over and over again. You are a product of the 5 people you spend the most time with. And I can say spending a lot of time with the 2 of you has been a huge game changer for me. So I just want to say thank you to both of you. Thank you to you for everything that you guys do. And thank you to all of you, because I don't know what my life would be like, but I can tell you it wouldn't be as much fun as it is right now.
No doubt. So I'm going to answer a little different. When she said Mark, she was referring to Mark Zuckerberg. So I listened to an interview between Joe Rogan and Mark Zuckerberg. I heard
that one too.
And
Mark Zuckerberg wins by noon, by the way. Did you hear that?
Yeah, I did hear that. He did. He wins by noon. But he the way he described how the world has pivoted post-COVID, and he didn't say it exactly how I'm going to say it, but the real world pre-COVID would have just automatically referred to, like, right here, we're physically together. This is the real world. But really post-COVID, the real world is a mashup of digital and virtual. And on any given day, if I'm talking to my wife at home and, I talked to this person, I talked to this person, I talked to this person, and some of those people I actually saw in person. Some of those people I talked to on the phone, some were on Zoom, and some were text, and I actually don't know the difference. So we've just seen this complete blend of digital and physical is the real world, and so the real world is leveraging technology. It's text video, it's mortgage coach video, it's social video, it's Zoom, it's in person having a lunch, and so my kind of closing thought, from my coach Jonathan Roach. It's how much time do you spend at the negative podium in your head, whether that's creating content or hanging out with people, and how much of it is positive. Here's what I know: like Todd and I are going to bring positive content. Like when we're on a stage, there's no complaining, and if there is, then we did something that we don't align with because we're not perfect. But it's positivity, and it's creating positive content. And then I can pretty sure you don't watch a lot of news. You don't consume a lot of negative content. Now, if it's something we have to make a decision and we can control that negativity, then we're going to deal with the brutal facts. We're going to make a decision. We're going to move on. And so my closing thought for everyone is create a lot of content in the real world, which is in person and digital, and keep it positive. Like that is what the world needs, and that's what you need. We live in a world where distrust is the default, and so as an industry, the more positive content we can create, the more value we'll create.
Well, and the theme here was to be brave, and so I would encourage you all to be brave and to think about it, because it's one of these things. I actually feel like it's kind of an evil trick on the industry, right? Everyone went from running so hard the last 2 years. And as Bill Hart said, and when we interviewed him, was, you're in one of those cash booths and you were just grabbing money. I was like, you're wheeling the wheelbarrow around and catching $1,000 bills falling out of the sky. But everyone was so burned out, and to go right to this market that stopped, that's where I've seen all the negativity. People are like, oh, why me? And I say, focus on the success that you had the last 2 years and focus on how do I turn this into something great going forward. And I think it's this community. I think it's what you both teach. I think it's what you all do. And so just keep your head up. I love that idea. Positive content. Let's make it good.
Are we okay to wrap it?
Yes. Okay. So I just want to say thank you to all of you who have also taken the time that you invest to learn yourself. And, you know, you tune in, you guys are engaging online, you guys ask great questions, and we couldn't be here either without you guys showing up and doing the work as well. So Dave, Todd, happy 300. Adam, thank you. Robert, everyone behind the scenes, thanks everybody. And any other closing thoughts you guys have?
This is a wrap. Have fun, play loose, y'all.
All right. And thanks to this lady too.
Thank
Thank you,
you,
Deborah.
Yes.
Thank you, Chris. That video was pretty sweet.